My name is Sachin Bhandary. I run a company called Story Club, which is also a community where founders and executives practice their storytelling skills. So we are starting with the event as opposed to the regular format where you have the president coming and giving the address and a couple of other things in the agenda. This time we've decided that the apart from the monthly meeting that happens, these kind of sessions which is more of a format of a workshop, the speakers directly going to get started. And Bhaskar said, Sachin, you speak all right, so why don't you only get started with the event and all of that? So probably the first speaker in Time Mysuru who's introducing himself and starting the session on his own. Okay, for that, I deserve a small round of applause. Okay, okay, very low energy in the room. Great. Everybody on your feet, please raise to your feet. Okay, so we are here at a networking event, right? So essentially TIE is, apart from mentoring, learning, is also a networking opportunity, which means that you have to meet new people and make new connections, correct? Agree? That we have to meet new people, we have to make new connections. So what we are going to do is that each one of us, in 30 seconds, let's see how many people can we give a high five to. So, okay, high five to as many people as possible. And the ones who have the maximum number of high fives will actually get a small appreciation from the rest of us. So I want some music to be played. And when the music starts, I'm going to count from 1 to 30. Let's see who manages to get the maximum number of high fives. So it's not you go to one person and give him 30 high fives. 30 unique visitors on your website. Okay? That's how it is going to be. So let's get the music started. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. That's it. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Please, all of you who had more than 30 number high five, can you just come join me on the stage? Yes, come. Okay, Asfan, Salma, anyone else who had more than 30 high fives, 30 unique people. Okay, come, join us on stage. What's your name, ma'am? Akshata. Okay. All right, fantastic. A big round of applause for these three wonderful people for the energy. So, okay, you're setting the tone for the afternoon. Thanks a lot. And we'll get started with the session now. To turn 60 seconds into success, and we'll talk about this as we go along. I just quickly wanted to start with a question for all of you. What's the best compliment you've ever received at work? And if you're a student in college or in your academics, anyone who can share what's the best compliment you've ever received at work or in academics from someone? Teacher, boss, colleague.
Said, one day you'll be a great person.
Okay, okay, fantastic, good.
So that
Has that day arrived or not yet?
oh yeah, it's on the way, but yeah.
Okay, okay, cool. All the best, all the best. May your teacher's words ring true. Someone else, what's the best compliment you've ever received at work? Yes, Salma. Best compliment that you've received at work or even otherwise? Bhagya?
This actually came yesterday itself. One of my patient had come for regular checkup, and her mom told that it was the daughter who got the treatment done, and the mother told she gets a lot of compliments because she looks really good.
Okay, fantastic.
Changed her smile.
Fantastic. Dr. Bhagya is a dentist. I mean, of course, you should interact with her and get to know more about her work. One more person? Yes. You've already come on the stage. Share your name as well.
Myself, Pawan Suresh. So I'm a business consultant. So basically, my clients often say me like, you're the most multitask person I've been like,
You do a lot of multitasking. You're good at
yeah. So that comments like, most often I've been keep getting.
Okay, cool. Fantastic, fantastic. A round of applause for Pawan. I have a radio show. I co-host a radio show called Business and Leadership Stories. It airs on Radio 1 in Bombay, Delhi, NCR, Chennai, and Bengaluru as well. and I had gone to meet the RJ, who happened to be my professional associate and sort of a friend. And he said, this, let's do this. And to me, that was the best, or rather one of the best compliments ever, because that's my co-founder of the company, Ranjini. That's me. Of course, I've lost a little bit of weight after that. Rishi hasn't lost any weight after that. So Rishi, I went to speak to Rishi about what I was doing as a business storytelling coach and trainer. And I told him that I write a newsletter in which I share one story with one communication tip, which is useful for executives, entrepreneurs, and even leaders. And he said, and I was hoping that he will call me for one interview, one show. Okay. And when I asked him, so do you think you would like to do one interview with me for about this particular concept? Rishi said that how many such stories can you narrate? And I said, I can just keep on narrating stories forever. And he said, can you give communication tips forever as well? I said, I think I can, because that's what I essentially do. I do a lot of research. So he said, rather than doing one episode or one interview, why don't we do a series of episodes, and every week we narrate one story and give one communication tip. And he said, let's do this. And that show has just completed 100 episodes, so 100 weeks. But it's all started with this. So that's the best compliment that I think I've ever received, because Rishi is someone that I really look up to. When I was actually still in college, he was already like the big daddy of radio, doing English shows, English music. So we all used to tune into his shows. So for me, it's a dream come true that I get to work with someone who I used to think of as my role model. Now the point is that this compliment or this opportunity that I got, there's a very specific reason for that, and that is why we are here today. The specific reason is that I was able to explain my idea to Rishi in less than 90 seconds. What is it that I do? How can I help him? His show. So I knew what was his perspective, what is he looking at. And I said, I shared it in a format that it was easy for him to understand, and he could imagine creating something out of it. So one of the most underrated skills is the ability to convey your idea in a very short duration of time. How many of you agree that it's a good skill to have to convey your idea in a short duration of time, in 60 to 90 seconds? Fantastic, great. So everybody agrees. Now, can I have a quick, responses from folks to understand where do you think this can come in play? This ability to share your idea in 60 to 90 seconds, idea, startup, could be anything. Where do you think it can help you? In networking events, yes. Anyone else? Any other thoughts on where can short form pitch help you? In which situations? Short pitch videos. Yes, that is correct as well. Good. Anyone else? Yes, ma'am.
In any possible scenario, because right now the attention spans of people are not good.
Fantastic. Yes, that's true. Attention spans of your generation, probably. Just kidding, just kidding. No, all of us have short attention spans now. Yes, anyone else? Where can a 60 to 90 second pitch? Yes.
Probably, at least for the startup community or a business community, we would be looking for investors or some executives we want to meet or pitch for the investment kind of thing.
Right.
So in these networking kind of events, we get very small time of them. So
Right.
it would be great. So it would also be refer like something called as an elevator pitch.
Correct.
So if
Correct.
we happen to meet somebody influential
Right.
in a like elevator,
Hmm.
so that would be the most relevant.
Fantastic. That is correct. Thanks a lot. Yes, an elevator pitch can really come in handy, though I've never met anyone influential in an elevator till now. I don't know about your experience, but the concept is good. The concept works. Anyone else? Any other thoughts on where can a short form pitch, something that you can explain in 60 to 90 seconds, come in handy for your career, for your business, for academics, for anything that you do? Anyone else? Even if you have half-formed thoughts, it's okay. Nobody's judging you here. It's a conversation. I don't like to be one of those trainers who gives gyan and everybody sleeps. So Keshav, your thoughts on the short form pitch? Wherever you want to get an attention. So even in that case, team members as well, you can have the ability or the ability to narrate something in a short way is great. So that's right. Some situations where you can use this 60 to 90 second pitch are presentations, right? So for instance, if you are about to make a presentation, are you able to explain what is it that the audience can expect in 60 to 90 seconds? A case in point, even with Time Mysuru, is that the first time I wanted to be able to do these kind of sessions for Time Mysuru, I actually had a call with Bhaskar and I explained to him what is it that I can do, and I think I did not take more than 60 to 90 seconds, and he agreed, and this is where we are now. I'm doing the second session of 5 sessions that I'm planning to do for Time Mysuru on storytelling. Setting up expectations. Sometimes when you want to tell people, whether it is bosses, clients, even partners, etc., what is it that they should expect? When can we come back to you on the deadline? What is it that we will be able to deliver to you? If you're going to write a big document about that entire thing, you can be sure that nobody will read and they will come back and do the exact same thing that you don't want them to do, right? So it's important to be able to explain expectations also in 3 to 5 lines so that people actually get it, and then they can ask you questions. Important emails, of course, I don't need to explain this to you folks. So one of the techniques in writing great emails is called inverted pyramid, which is the most important point upfront. A lot of times when we write, we explain that I went from here to there, and from there I took a right turn, and then I took a left, etc. But in the end, you wanted to say that I met with an accident, right? So you'd much rather say, I met with an accident, I need your help, and not take us around Bugadi Ring Road and all of that, and then tell us what happened, right? So most important point upfront. So that's another technique. Event description. So an event like this, if you see, the emails or the messages that Mahesh sends are succinct. So it's not like he's giving you, he can give you a 2-3 page PDF also to share with you what is it that Sachin is going to do in the session. But he does not do that because, of course, that is not going to cut ice. Nobody is going to read those kind of emails or even event descriptions. Book synopsis. So I am attempting to write a book. The first thing that publishers ask me is that, can you send us a 3 to 5 line explanation of what this book is all about, right? Now that 3 to 5 line explanation, I think has taken me longer than the book that I'm going to write, because that's how much effort that you need to put. So if a lot of people, if anybody says that, oh, you know, short form is very easy and all that, sometimes we watch reels and we say, right, that reels, what is there in that? They just come and they just say something and it's great. But actually, keeping your communication simple and short takes a lot more effort than having really long and complicated communication. So that's another option. Brand narratives. How do you describe your brand? Not just your elevator pitch, which is right, but also what does your brand stand for? Whether it is, so when you, let's say you are a big brand now and you want to explain what your brand is to an agency, to a digital marketing agency, to a creative agency. Now, if you're going to tell them that I'll send you a presentation, go through it to understand what my brand is, then you can be sure that they will probably not get the essence of it. The same way, when you look at advertisements also, advertisements deliver their messages in 10 to 30 seconds. Imagine if the brand sent you a brand book for you to read. Would you ever read or buy? No, right? So those are all opportunities. Even personal narrative is something that you can build using 3 to 5 lines. What do I stand for? So essentially, my company is what I am. I am the brand ambassador or the brand personification for the Story Club. And I am able to explain what I do in about 3 to 5 lines. And I also know Bhagya does a great job of it when she narrates what is it that Dental Planet does. So let's look at how we can actually come up with some structures or have some kind of guide or playbook to be able to create better pitches. Anyone here who has any thoughts? So let's say if you were given the opportunity, or you were in a situation that you have to pitch to someone, okay? Maybe let's say, Keshav, you met an investor who is relevant to you, you were wanting to, and you just met him here at a networking event. What would you do? Like, how would you structure your thoughts or your pitch? Okay, cool. So that actually makes my job and what I'm doing here relevant. So let's look at what you can do. So I'm going to share 3 techniques with you folks, explain them in some detail. What we are going to do after that is that we'll have each one of you prepare your own pitch, whether it is for your startup, maybe the company that you work for. It could be about your own personal brand. Someone like a Salma is a consultant. She works with multiple brands and multiple startups. What is it that she stands for? She can probably talk about that. You can also talk about your leadership. So maybe if you are a leader of a educational institution, you can talk about your vision. So use this for any kind of situation. Don't just think that. I think a lot of time what happens is that when we hear the word pitch, our automatic thinking is that this is for startups. This is for startups, this is for investors, etc. While yes, it is a fantastic use case for startups and to be able to pitch for investors, the short form pitch is something that each and every person can use. Okay, so let's get started. The first one is what I like to call reveal the villain. Anyone here who can tell me who's your favorite villain? We always talk of the favorite hero. Anyone? Favorite villain? Ambrish Puri. Yeah, so Mogambo. Ambrish Puri was not a villain in real life. Yes, anyone else? Who's the villain of the new generation? Just enlighten us, all the folks from college. AI is a villain? Okay, interesting. Can you explain why do you think AI is a villain? Yeah, yeah. Go on.
People are saying like AI will take us. I think that's the villain.
So AI will
Take the job.
take away your jobs, and that is why AI is the villain. Okay, cool. All right. Sorry, I may not be the most best person to answer this, but if anybody in the room who is experts, who understands AI revolution, etc., wants to have a chat with young folks about whether AI is going to do that or not, please do so later. Anyone else who wants to share who's your favorite villain, who you think is a villain? Some people in this table are like looking away. As I come close, they're like, don't make eye contact. Gabbar Singh. Okay. Thanos. Okay. Okay. Cool. So, if you see, as much as the hero, the villain is also important, right? A lot of the stories that we really like or movies that we really enjoy have very strong villains. In fact, there's a thing in storytelling that if your villain is not strong enough, then the story is not interesting enough, right? So you need a very strong villain. And when you tell people who's the villain and how that villain is robbing them or creating problems for them, that is when there's a greater opportunity or a higher chance that they will listen to you or they will want to work with you. So this one technique that I've developed of course, it's a derivative of some other storytelling techniques, is called reveal the villain. So it basically starts with most of us don't realize. So there's one saying in communication that when you show people or teach people something new, or something new, but something that is relevant and useful for them, there's a higher chance that they will want to learn from you or they will want to listen to you. So as a person who's pitching your startup, your company, your idea, most of us, if we just directly start talking about our company. So for instance, let's say Keshav wanted to pitch to someone and he just said that Plantech is a really good and innovative company creating automation tools for etc. etc. The more often than not, we will want to switch off because we are tired of sales pitches, right? Would you agree that we are all tired of sales pitches? So what we need to do is to figure out which is the villain that our company, whether it's our company, our startup, our leadership, our idea, which is going to help them fight that villain. You're getting the difference? The idea is not to just pitch yourself directly as the hero. You first showcase who's the villain. And there's another point also, which is that you need to be able to sell the problem before you share the solution. What happens mostly is that we just go and tell someone that, hey, you know what, you should use this pencil. This is really good. Okay, and you keep on saying, this is very good. You know, it has very nice color. It's lead. Pencil is used very easily, etc. but we probably forget that the person does not even need the pencil right now. They are all working on phones. It's absolutely useless to them, right? So the first thing is to figure out what is the problem that you are going to sell. So maybe rather than just saying for functional or daily use, you have to think what is a problem that you can help them solve. Did you know that rather than typing on the phone, when you actually use a pen or a pencil to write, your brain gets rewired in a certain way? And that rewiring of the brain is what is going to help you bring your dreams to life, because when you put pencil on paper and write everything that you want, there is a higher chance, proven by research, that you will be able to achieve your goals. And that is why I'm selling this special edition pencil to you. It comes at 1 lakh rupees and stuff. Of course, I don't think I'll buy it, but you get the drift, right? So the idea is to sell the problem. So reveal the villain is most of us don't realize. That's the first step. Second step is what this villain does, right? So what the villain robs us of. The third step is what is the weapon to beat this villain? How are you? So your job as a communicator, as a startup founder, as an employee, as a leader of a company, is to be able to help your hero. Your hero is your audience, your customer, your employees, etc., etc. Whoever is the audience that you're talking to, you are helping them beat the villain. You are not beating the villain. Okay, you are not the hero. You are the mentor in the story. You are helping them beat the villain. So you are giving them a weapon, that here is the special weapon with which you can beat this particular villain. So that's the third step, the weapon to beat this villain. That's why it's important. And the fourth step is change. What happens when you beat the villain with the weapon that we've provided? So I'll just take the story club as an example. So the first step would be, most of us don't realize. Most of us don't realize that MBA speak is killing our communication. What we've been taught in colleges or what we've been taught in corporates, that we need to use complicated words, jargons, really convoluted phrases, that is not good. Okay, how the second step, because what it does is it switches off our audiences. People don't buy from us. People don't want to join our company. People do not value our leadership. That's the second step. The third thing, now I'm going to introduce the weapon that I will give to the hero to beat the villain. The weapon is, that's why it's important that you learn the art of storytelling. Okay? That is why it is important that you learn the art of storytelling. That's the third step. And the fourth one is because once you do, you will not just be able to sell better or get better talent in your company or be able to reach the leadership position that you've always aimed for. You will start developing or building a connection with your audiences. Okay, so this is a 4-step process. This is one technique that you can use. So everybody, I will share 3 techniques with you. You have to use at least one of them and create your own pitch. And we are going to call people at random. So it's one, reveal the villain. Any questions? Anything that you'd like to ask about this? Anyone? No? Can I move to the next one? Yes, yes, please. Okay. One second. So I'm going to answer this from Storyco's perspective, right? Using Storyco as an example. Now, as a founder of this particular company, I understand that over a period of time, I realize that what happens with people is that we've conditioned that business communication has to be very different from personal communication. And that is why we use a lot of this complicated language. And research proves that the more I interact with people, I realize that that is a problem. And that is where most of our problems start. So in my case, I understand that, right? Whichever, so when I'm talking about reveal the villain, it is for things that you own. So if it's your company, you will realize over a period of time that what is the villain that you're helping people fight. If it has got to do with your leadership, then you know what is it that you're helping people do. There are some people, some mentors now in industries who are helping young people fight this notion that success has to happen overnight. If my friend is doing a slightly better than me, then a lot of young people get disappointed and see, oh my God, I'm like so behind in life. So you have to figure out which is the villain that you're trying to help you. And if it's a space that you own, you will be able to answer. Got it? Not necessary. It's an iterative process. Sometimes the solution will come first. What do you do? Why don't you talk about your company? Plan tech, right? Yeah. Yeah, so automation. So now you know in automation, so you're working on automation. What you probably need to do is over a period of time, you have to figure out what is that one major thing that you're helping people fight. It could be one, it could be three. If you, let's say you have three different sets of audiences. But if you're always putting the solution first, then the stickiness of the pitch is lower. Yeah, I mean that thing is already there, right? You're just narrating it in a more interesting manner. That's what it is. Anyone else? Any other questions before we move to the next one? Okay, cool. I'll go to the next technique. The second one is called back then, but now. That's why. Okay, back then, but now. That's why. पहले ऐसा होता था, अब ऐसा होता है, और and that is why future में you have to change this. You have to be able to adopt. So a lot of startups, so especially like maybe a plant tech or maybe AI-based startups or a lot of other companies which are bringing in the new, for them this format of pitch is really interesting. Of course, as a leader and all that also it is interesting. As a student, if you're talking about, let's say you want to go and pitch a new idea to your teachers, or maybe when you're appearing for a job interview, you want to give the interviewer a different perspective. That is also something that is back then, but now. That's why becomes relevant in that case. So share what was the earlier normal. Second step is what is going to be the new normal. So you say that, you know what, very few people are realizing that there is this shift that is happening in the landscape. You are one of the first or the few people to be able to notice that shift in the landscape, and you are highlighting that for the audience that you are talking to. And then that's why is you are asking your audience. So now that this shift is happening in the landscape, how can you keep yourself relevant? Okay, so as a teacher, so if there are any teachers in the audience, you can probably talk about how learning used to happen in the past, how learning is happening now, and why students have to adopt a new methodology of learning. So maybe rote learning is not good enough. What we need to acquire is skills along with your academics that happen in college, etc. Are you investing at least 10 to 20% of your time to pick up new skills because things are so dynamic? Or story club rather, I would say that up until the early 2000s, instructive leadership was the norm. Most people were okay to get instructions from their bosses and from their leaders because jobs were less and most people would want to continue in that job that they joined. But now, with the proliferation of the internet and overall the fact that our economy, the world economy has done well in the last 2 or 3 decades, it is young people are not just looking for jobs, they are looking for purpose and sense of belonging, right? That's why instructive leadership does not work anymore unless and until you have the ability to inspire and influence this new generation of professionals. And that's why it's important that you learn the art of storytelling, which will help you do exactly that, as opposed to go from being an instructive leader to an influential and inspiring leader. So that would be my pitch in about 60 seconds for anyone that wants to hear. So the same way, you have to think, how can this model apply in your company, apply for revealing an insight. So remember, always we need to be able to share something interesting, something new, something meaningful with our audiences. So if you're going to say the same thing that 10 other people are saying, 10 other companies are saying, 10 other people at the networking event are saying. I mean, my classic pet peeve is networking event. If you go, you'll meet 10 people who are doing digital marketing, right? They'll come and they'll give the card, and what do? We do digital marketing, we do website, we do this. And it is the same. There is absolutely no recall value. And when I go back home, even the cards look the same. So I just dump the cards in the dustbin, and that's the end of it. That is why it's very important to figure out what is different about us, what is our special insight, what is our special not necessarily service only, but what is our special take on a particular idea. And if you look at a lot of, especially the investor community likes that, right? They want you to have a special take on things, how the world is going to move in the future. More often than not, investors, I'd like to believe, invest in people who they feel have a understanding of what the future will look like. And they are very early on in understanding what the future is going to look like. So back then, but now, that's why. So this is another technique that you can use. Any questions about this technique as well? Feel free, no questions is off limits. So I shouldn't ask this question and all that, all right? I'm here to answer every question that you have. I'll stay silent till the time I don't get a question. Okay? And how would a cloud billing software company pitch itself? It'll say, we are a cloud billing software company. We are a good cloud billing software company. We are different from other cloud billing software companies. And you should work with us because we are really good and innovative and honest and customized, right? And those 4 or 5 things is what everything will mean. But Zuora took a very different approach back in 2016. The company's been around, I think, from 2010. In 2016, they started saying, did not talk about their company at all. They said, we now live in a subscription economy. Their sales deck, their pitch presentation when they were going to clients said, we now live in a subscription economy. If you notice, what has happened since the 90s is that a lot of Fortune 500 companies actually don't exist anymore. And a lot of young companies have much higher customer lifetime values, and they are able to test their features better with customers because they are part of the community. And these companies are Hulu, Spotify, Netflix, etc., etc. And they are doing better than companies which are there in S&P 500. So, Mr. Company, if you want to keep yourself relevant, the future belongs to subscription economy companies. And you need to transform yourself. If you don't transform yourself, there is a possibility that in about 20 to 30 years, your company will also not exist. Okay. Now, how do you turn your products, which are not built for subscription, into a subscription model? That's where we come in. We are Zuora. We've already helped 50 other companies do this, and we are here to help you build a roadmap, of which one of the main services we provide is the cloud billing software that we do. So if you see, the cloud billing software message has been wrapped around in such a fantastic story that people want to listen, right? Nobody wants to become obsolete. Nobody wants to die in the next few years. Nobody wants to lose money. Nobody wants to be irrelevant, etc., etc. So they played on that bit first. But what's also important is that they had a very clear insight or an understanding or an opinion. They were credited with coming up with this term called subscription economy. CNBC says that Zuora is credited with coming up with this term called subscription economy. They also come up with a report every year, which is called Subscription Economy Index. So what they do is that they take S&P 500 companies and they take subscription companies and they do a comparison in terms of growth of revenue, etc. And they come up with this report saying that subscription economy companies did 5 times better than S&P 500 companies, etc. So they get a lot of press because of it. You know, news channels carry their report. They get articles in newspapers. Their CEO goes and speaks. I think he's moved on from the company. He's already sold it for a couple of $1 billion or something like that. So that is the kind of attention that the company got. Now that entire model of storytelling is called strategic narrative, but simplified version of that is this. It's basically this. Back then, products which were sold a single time was the order of the day, but now the companies which are doing well are the ones who take a recurring monthly fee from their customers. That's why if you do not want to be irrelevant in the future, it's important that you transform yourself into a subscription economy company as well. And we are here to help you with our services and our cloud billing software. Cool. That's the entire example for back then, but now. That's why. Again, one more time, one final. Anybody has any questions? Okay, cool. All right. I'll move to the last one. Instagram, or is connected with me on Instagram? Oh, quite a few people. Interesting. I didn't know this. You folks have seen some of the history videos that I share, I'm guessing. Okay, cool. So I'm going to play one of those videos, and I want you to tell me why this. I mean, it's surprising for me also that these videos are getting so well received, because it's just something that we do on one day of the week by doing research and then just going out and shooting.
Is true even for gods. I'm standing next to a temple or outside a temple which is right next to Chamundeshwari temple here in Mysore. But what if I told you that this temple is actually much older than Chamundeshwari temple? It is the temple of Mahabaleshwara. It is said that this was built, or there was a Swayambhu Ling which appeared, and there was a small shrine built around it in 8th century. So that's more than 1000 years ago, by the Ganga dynasty or the Ganga kings. This temple was then expanded by the Hoysala kings, and it is said that even King Vishnuvardhana, the most popular of all Hoysala kings, participated in that expansion. This temple was really popular, and in fact, the name of Mysore, some say, was earlier called Mahabala, which is derived from the god in this temple. There are Shivlingas, there's a statue of goddess Parvati, Nataraj. There are also bronze statues which depict or which sort of suggest that this temple was also active during the Chola period. But when the Vadiyars, the kings of Mysore, started or made Chamundeshwari their titular deity, that is when this temple started declining in popularity. And today, probably one of 100 people who visit the Chamundeshwari temple come to this temple. Despite that, it is a beautiful temple, very serene, and you should visit this place if you come to Chamundeshwari temple and remember this story, which has a very important message that time changes for everyone, gods included.
I was saying good things to myself. Why do you think this video works? I myself was surprised as to so many people liking or watching this video. Yes.
Like the major fact is you choose an anchor, like the time you would change for God.
Right.
Like
Okay.
that's the similar thing I've seen in all of your videos. Same goes for Vandi Kokal.
Hmm.
You said something like you're missing out something in Google. So this makes people to understand that yeah, they're missing out something, or they might not know something.
Got it. They might not know something. Interesting.
For us anchor to watch.
Got it. Anyone else? Any thought? Because with this, I will try to deconstruct or share one more model that you can use to pitch your idea. Yes.
So we were knowing about the temple,
Hmm.
but we were going there, but we were not knowing about the history of it.
Right.
And knowing the epic the story over there.
Got it.
It makes that you have say in it, we have interaction with it.
Right.
It feels that we should also
So
connect to that.
connect with that temple. Right. Got it. Got it. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Yes. Yeah, that's an interesting. Yes, you're right. Please say it again. I think that. Right. Right. That comparison and the connection between the two. Right. Yes. Yes.
By stressing on the line that even time changes for gods, you stressed on that line twice,
Right.
because now you can relate to humans that now God is the ultimate thing, what many people believe. So
Right.
now we are completely influenced that
Hmm.
time changes for us.
So if it changes for gods, it will change for us as well, right? Good, fantastic. Give him a round of applause. That was my original intention of this video. For my own sake, I want us to see if we can spot something and use that in our communication. Anyone else? Any other thoughts? Going towards your roots. Yes, that is correct as well. Okay, so I am going to share and see if that can help you for your pitches as well. But just in case you're not following me, please don't feel shy. You can scan and you can start following Eccentric Sachin on Instagram. My Instagram says history, mystery, and stories from Mysuru. The other reason why I have put my WhatsApp number here is that with Mahesh's permission, I'm actually looking for maybe a student or somebody who's about to finish college to part-time work with me on marketing for Story Club, which is about 3 to 4 hours commitment on a daily basis, which includes managing social pages and a lot of other exciting things that we do for our events and online meetings as well. So if anyone of you is interested, or if you know anyone who would be interested in joining my team, Please feel free to make a note of my number and send me a message on WhatsApp letting me know that your interest, and then we can take it forward from there. Yeah. If anybody is interested, I'm looking for a marketing intern. Okay, marketing part-time intern for Story Club. Okay, so what I think works for this is, did you know? That's the model I think that's working for most of my videos. The idea is that you pick up something that your audience is interested in. Everybody's interested in Mysuru, right? We are Mysoreans, so we love anything that's got to do anything with our city. We always have an opinion and stuff like that. And especially when it comes to Chamundeshwari temple, we all feel like, I've been there so many times. How is it that I will not know something about it, right? So it's a topic that the audience really cares about, and showcasing a gap. So when I say that, there is a temple next to Chamundeshwari temple, did you know? And at that moment, I think everybody wants to know more, right? What is it that I don't know about that temple that this guy who's come from Bombay is going to tell us? If you didn't know, I came to Mysore about a few years ago, wasn't born in this city. Then you go on to fill that gap. Okay, so whatever that gap is, so you first tell them, hey, did you know that something that you really like, there's something that you probably don't know about it. And then I go on to fill that gap with interesting and useful information. So if I told you that the temple next to Chamundeshwari temple is called Mahabaleshwara temple, you'll like swipe up the reel with like, vigorous this thing. But because I'm sharing information that you probably aren't aware of, and it's something that you can share with others, that is something that people find interesting and maybe want to engage with. And always, just like in business communication, there's always a call to action. So like the young person over there figured out, and the other person also said that there is a message in the reel, in the communication, that call to action. So my relevant recommendation in that story is, of course, that visit this temple when you come here next, but time changes for everyone. If it changes for gods, it will change for us as well. So we need to be able to accept things that happen to us. The same thing has happened, I did a reel on Ramaswamy Circle, like why Ramaswamy Circle is called so. It was a teenager who was shot by their deputy commissioner in 1947. And that's why the circle is named after him. And in that, I say that we always need to realize that a lot of people lost their lives for us to live in a free and a democratic country, and we need to be aware of that. So that's the message. So share a relevant recommendation. So showcase a knowledge gap, fill it, and then say that's why, right? So if I had to say this for StoryCo, I would say something like, did you know that there are leaders like Mr. Ratan Tata, Rajiv Bajaj, Steve Jobs, etc., who are considered to be a lot more effective because of this one reason. Okay? And then suddenly you feel, what is that one reason? Because I want to know that reason and see if I can learn that thing too. So that reason is that all of them have understood how to narrate great stories and keep their audiences captivated. It's not so much about their position, their knowledge, but their ability to communicate in a very captivating way. And that is why I recommend that you join Story Club. All right. So then you know why I'm narrating that story, but at least I've got your interest. So did you know that's why? So this is the third model that you can use. Any questions for your company, for your startup, for your idea? How can you apply this for your own communication? Please feel free to ask questions. When I speak too much, I know that I'm not doing a good job. No questions? Okay, cool. All right. So I'll move on to the next slide because we'll very soon get into the exercises. So I'm going to play one advertisement that Sri Lankan Airlines had done a few months ago, probably about a year ago. Just let's look at that and see if we can find the same model in this ad as well. So, play ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ?
And now, beta, your drama has to rescue Sita from Lanka.
What's Lanka, Daddy?
Lanka was Ravana's kingdom.
Is it a real place, Daddy?
Yes, of course, beta. All the places in the Ramayana are real. Today, we know Lanka as Sri Lanka. And then, Ravana flies with Sita to Lanka in his Pushpaka Vimana.
Where did Ravana keep Sita, Dadi?
He first kept her hidden in a cave. And later, kept her in a beautiful garden in his palace.
How did Lord Rama know where Sita was?
Hanuman flew to Lanka and found her in Ravana's palace. She was praying to Lord Rama to come and rescue her.
But didn't Ravana's people catch Hanuman?
Yes, they caught him and tied him up and set his tail on fire. But he jumped from building to building and set the palace on fire.
How did Lord Rama reach Lanka? Did he also fly, Daddy?
No, beta. Hanuman and his army of monkeys and bears built a bridge from India to Lanka with rocks, boulders, and trees.
Oh, is the bridge still standing?
Yes, you can see it even today. It is called the Ram Setu Bridge. When Lakshmana got injured and was about to die, they quickly wanted a magic medicine from the Himalayas. When Hanuman reached the Himalayas, he didn't know which plant to get. So he lifted the entire mountain and flew with it to Lanka.
Whoa!
On the way, some parts of the mountain fell in some places.
But Daddy, how do you know this is where Hanuman dropped it?
Because Sanjeevani Parvata, where the magic plant grows, is only found in the Himalayas and now in Brahmasala too. And this is where Lord Rama launched the powerful Brahmastram arrow that killed Ravana.
What did Lord Rama do after that, Daddy?
He was sorry for killing a Brahmin who Ravana was. So he built a second Shivlingam in a temple where Ravana used to meditate to Lord Shiva for long hours.
Then what happened to Lanka?
Lord Rama crowned Ravana's good brother Vibhishana as king of Lanka before returning to Ayodhya.
Daddy, I love this Ramayana story. Can we go to Sri Lanka and see these places?
Of course, beta. Your father is taking us all on the Ramayana trail this year.
Daddy, I'll pluck that magic herb and plant it in our balcony.
Completely hooked on. It was like a big conversation. Why do you think this works? Quickly, before we move into the exercises, why is this ad so fascinating, so captivating? Yeah.
All are thinking that Ramayana is just a story.
Okay.
They connected the Ramayana story to the real world.
Real.
It's a
Okay, fantastic. Good one. All right. Anyone else with anything? Yes.
It took up a story that we already know
Right.
and created a curiosity because the entire time I was watching it, what ran in my mind was how is this connected to the Sri Lankan airways?
Right.
So
Right.
it created a curiosity that helped us maintain concentration for instance.
Got it. Got it. Cool. Yes.
The ad says a lot of names and places which they would want to fly across. So every place makes a huge difference, and Sri Lanka Airlines flies in those particular destinations. And if you come down to this particular country of Sri Lanka, you can visit all these things through an ad with giving an information about Ramayana at a larger perspective.
Right. Right. Right.
First of all, they took an epic from India because of the population, and they know that Indians come to Sri Lanka because of several factors. First is it's near to India, and secondly, it's connected to India in several ancient epical ways.
Right.
So they picked up Ramayana, and yes, they from the old ancient epics they could link it to the real life things that are there, and they did not commit any factual errors. So we know it for sure that it's there.
Right.
And we are now eager to go there.
Got it. Got it. Cool. All right. Okay. See, I would like to think that it does have this model in the advertisement as well. Ramayana is something that we all deeply care about. We all love the epic. We love the characters. We love the gods. And it showcases, did you know, that there are these places in present day Sri Lanka which are part of that epic, which is where these incidents happened. And it fills with new, interesting and useful information. Now, I've been to Sri Lanka twice. And both times I spent a month in the country and I visited a lot of places. But still there are many places which I haven't visited. So it definitely is somebody who has taken a lot of effort to understand where these places are, how are they connected to the epic, and put this entire thing together. And that's why you should book your trip to Sri Lanka instead of going to Vietnam. In fact, on Twitter I saw, like when Sri Lankan Airlines dropped the ad on X rather, there were a lot of people, Indians, who were responding, why are we all going to Vietnam? We should all be going to Sri Lanka instead because it's connected to our heritage, to our epics and stuff like that. So that's the ability of a great story, that you can get people to follow your call to action if you present the story in the best possible way. So that brings me to a couple of announcements that I want to make before we move on. First, I would like to invite Professor Kishan to be able to talk about the Thai University program. A big round of applause, please.
Sachin, so most of you might know me, but let me take this time to introduce myself again to the forum. I am Professor Kishan, Professor in Mechanical Engineering and Student Welfare Officer at Maharaja Institute of Technology, Mysore, Associate Member of Thai AM and Co-Chair of Thai U program. So, so we have the bunch of students here who are really focusing on seeing them as the futurepreneurs or the future entrepreneurs. So Thai U is one such segment where Thai Mysore is focusing all about since its inception, where we promote student entrepreneurship to an event called as Thai University event, which is now called as Thai U. So here, what we generally do here is we encourage the students to come up, take part in it. Whoever has an idea, forget about what the quality of idea you have, how you validate it, or whether you have already done with the valuation, doesn't matter. All we need is we want to bring you out of your comfort zone as students, and we need to see you as the futurepreneurs. So the Mysuru chapter, Thai Mysuru chapter, is encouraging the students to take up this as a part of your journey as students. Kindly do visit Thai U platform. I think all the institutional partners have been given with the registration link as well as the QR code, and you can take myself as well as Mahesh Katale sir as the point of contact for any queries we go through. And in his absence, I would say we work under the chair Mr. Shiv Shankar, who is the CEO of SJCE STEP under this program. So what we are doing here is we just want to make it as an announcement in the forum that Thai U program is already launched. We have tried communicating all the institutional partners, but yet with respect to the university curriculum on how the exams and all are going, we are finding it very difficult to get the applications from the students. So what we have done from Mysuru chapter is that register in the event, whatever may be the status of your idea which would be evaluated later, we from Time Mysuru will be providing you the facility to make the corrections later, but we want to encourage the applications to be put on from your side. So whether it is your projects which could be converted into business ideas or which could take you as an entrepreneur in future, we really look forward for that. And also whoever is present here from various institutes, we also request you from Time Mysuru that you promote this for the classmates of yours, friends of yours, whether they are from your own college or from the other college, it doesn't make any difference, but we are handling it for the entire students wing in and across the Mysuru chapter. So the deadline has been extended. It was already circulated to be on 30th May to be the last day for registration, but now we have extended at the global level itself that we are going with 30th of June to be the last day. So we know the exams are going on. We know all the submissions and all the turnouts are there, but yet we look forward for you to register. And we from Time Mysuru as well as Thai U panel of Time Mysuru will always be there to support your entrepreneurial journey. So looking forward to see you as the applicants. Could hear some good news from GSSS as well. Hope to see the same candidates be the applicants of this event as well, sir. And we are open-heartedly ready to support any student from any institute who really want to focus their journey as entrepreneurs. Thank you so much.
To make, in fact, can we move to the volunteers slide? In terms of the number of events that under the new president Bhaskar that we are under his initiative that we are trying to do. So we'd like to have more volunteers across different committees that we have. So we are looking for more volunteers. That's basically what I wanted to share with you folks. Okay, can we go back to the slide where, okay, fine. What are the benefits of being a volunteer, right? So you get the opportunity to network with local ecosystems. So look at someone like me. I'm not from the city, but because of Thai, I have the opportunity to speak to so many wonderful people. I've connected with so many fantastic and successful entrepreneurs in the city. And it happened only and only because I put my hand up when Bhaskar was looking for a communications coach or a trainer to come and do sessions. So this is a similar kind of opportunity for all of you as well. I'm also doing these sessions as a volunteer of Time Mysuru. So it's an opportunity to contribute to the local ecosystem. You also get the opportunity to network with fellow entrepreneurs. So imagine as a student or even as an entrepreneur, you have the opportunity to work with multiple people, get their perspectives, get their connections, and you don't know what doors these connections will open for you. The third thing is that you get to learn from exposure. So you will be doing tasks that you probably aren't doing on a regular basis. So it's always interesting to upskill yourself in different areas. And opportunity to enhance and build leadership abilities. This again, I don't need to reiterate this, and build a strong personal brand, which means that people will know you for what you stand, and there will definitely be long-term value. So in fact, one thing I'd like to share is that because I'm doing these sessions, I've closed 2 really good projects with corporates here in Mysuru. So it's only because somebody got to know about my sessions and that Sachin is not a boring speaker, so we can call him for our office events as well and do workshops with him. So I did one leadership facilitation workshop with Plan C India, and that happened only because of these sessions that I'm doing for Time Mysuru, and I'm 100% sure that this will help you as well. So can we go to the slide where we have specific information. So you can scan to register here. So if you scan this, anyone who's interested in becoming a volunteer with Time Mysuru, we have different committees. Scan this and let us know your interest, and then Mahesh or someone else, one of us will get in touch with you in the due course. So the committees that we have are monthly events. Anand is the chair for this. I am the co-chair. There's Thai University, which of course Shiv sir is there, and Professor Kishan, who just spoke. Institutional membership with Ram Kevalur and Manjunath Bhatt. Membership growth with Venkat Krishna and Rakesh. Sponsorship is Pradeep and Uma Shankar. TIE Women is Dr. Sri Lakshmi Desiraju and Vidya Patel. PR, media and branding, including website and social media, is Ashwin Dange and Adarsh Ramesh. And newsletter is Shabri and Srinidhi. Partnership and collaboration is Ashok Mehra. So you can also decide which one of the committees you are interested in. Mahesh, in the form we have, they can opt for multiple categories, right? So if you are interested in becoming a volunteer, you can opt for multiple categories, and so that, because we are looking for 1 or 2 volunteers in each of these committees. So please scan this, anyone who's interested, and if you think someone you know might be interested, please feel free to send this to them as well. Okay? My presentation. So we, each one of you has 5 minutes to prepare your own 90-second pitch using any of the 3 models. Reveal the villain, back then but now, that's why. Did you know, that's why. It could be about your company, it could be about your candidature, it could be about any idea that you have, or it could generally be some interesting information that you want to share with the rest of us. But the idea is, can you communicate something important, something insightful in 90 seconds? Okay, so I request all of you to work towards this. I'm going to have 3 folks who will judge the speakers. We'll have 5 speakers come and speak here, but everybody has to prepare because we are going to call you randomly to come and speak. So one of them, so Karthik, right? Karthikeya, I'd request you to be one of the judges. Salma, the second judge, and there is one more. Mahesh, you had suggested one name. Adarsh. Yes, Adarsh is here with you. No? Yes, right? Okay. Arey, you're doing the classic Indian head shake, man. Yes or no, can't make out. Okay, cool. So these are the 3 judges. So the note for the judges is just write the name of the speakers and you rate them individually from 1 to 5. 5 being the best, 1 being the lowest. Look at whether they were able to complete on time. So 90 seconds is the time that each of the speakers gets. And we will collate all the scores put together. So Adarsh, if you can take the responsibility of taking scores from Karthik, from Salma, putting it together and giving us the winner and the runner-up for this, because we have a grand prize for the for the winners. You want the prize? Okay. If I tell you, maybe not. So cool, great. You have 5 minutes. If anybody needs the template to be back on the slide, we can do that. Any questions, please feel free to ask. Anybody can be called to come and speak. So if you're not preparing for it, not my fault. Okay? Back then, but now, that's why. And reveal the villain. Any techniques, any templates, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Anything. Okay, it could be company, leadership, new information that you want to share, something that fascinates you. The idea is, can you communicate an interesting idea in 60 to 90 seconds using these techniques? Two more minutes. All right, we'll start in 10. Okay.
Firm called Paryai Solutions Private Limited.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now your time will start in 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, hi. You know, in India, it is legal requirement for any entity, be it an industry, a commercial space, or even an apartment, to have a wastewater treatment plant to treat their wastewater if they are generating more than 10,000 liters of sewage a day. And it is strange that only 39% of the treated these plants give the results as it is required to. The main reason being the manpower-based operations of these treatment plants. It is not only the quality and the compliance which is at risk because of the manpower-based operation, but it comes up with various other problems like the increased operational cost of over 1 lakh rupees a month, and lack of data availability, health and safety risk for the operator who is working over there, and there is a lack of control for the people who are the users of these treatment facilities. In order to solve this, we have a flagship solution called IoTreat. What we basically do is we automate the entire system to such an extent that you can eliminate the manpower. We put the IoT gateway to transfer the real-time data to cloud server, which you can access as a digital twin in our dashboard. And we also doesn't limit our solution to automation, but we truly make it autonomous by integrating AI and ML into it, where AI and ML also takes care of the troubleshooting aspect of the treatment plant. And we have also developed a model of 5 P's of data-driven operation related to prediction, pattern recognition, pixel analytics, process improvement, and process automation. With this, what you are basically going to get is the reduced operational cost, ROI within 1 to 3 years, and 100% compliance. Thank you.
Techniques and stuff like that. So I would request our judges to rate from 1 to 5, which you've, I guess, already done. Once the judges have done, my quick feedback, Ravitesh, for you is the structure was very good. I think you followed the did you know structure. You shared some information about compliance, which we were not aware of. And fairly clear and logical pitch. The only suggestion I have for you is that let's say you are talking to someone who is not from that industry, who understands wastewater management, etc. It may get a bit too technical. So while the opening hook was interesting, after that, as a lay person, how does this affect me? Can you maybe highlight something that, you know, as an end user, this is the problem you will face if your society or if your apartment does not comply with this particular thing? Then I probably would be more interested, and it would be easier for me to understand. But in terms of structure and all that, it was fantastic. Thanks a lot. Okay.
Rishikesh, I am CEO of a DST IT by Incubation Center.
Okay. Start in 3, 2, 1. Go.
Did you know Government of India has scheme going on as PMFME, wherein farmers are encouraged to become entrepreneurs, and they are providing funds. So sorry.
No problem.
I
No problem.
say that because I'm not able to understand my own handwriting, sir.
You're a doctor, you said.
Yeah. So what has happened is from 2021, there are around 25,000 farmers who have actually started their company, and only 3,000 people have come up with their product. This is because all the farmers are thinking that they will come up with a fantastic product and they will get into the market. The most unfortunate thing that they don't understand is if they're coming up with an entirely new product, they get qualified for a startup ecosystem. So myself, I have worked with farmers from past 5 to 6 years, and now I am into startup ecosystem with also a purpose that I'll introduce them to this wonderful startup ecosystem, and I'll make sure that the gap that exists between a farmer and this ecosystem is filled. That's all from my side. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thanks a lot. Okay, a bigger round of applause, please. So, Rishikesh, again, the hook was interesting. What I didn't clearly understand was your call to action. What is it that you want farmers to do? You want them to take a specific loan? How can you help them? What services? Whether your pitch was for farmers or for people like us is something that wasn't very clear to me.
Only,
right.
Like they know that there will be funds given by government.
Right. Okay.
But they do not know to which particular section they belong to.
Got it.
They go to government organizations, whatever government organizations know, they tell them that you qualify for this and they believe that.
Okay. So then what do you want farmers to do?
I want them to know that if they are building something completely innovative, then they qualify to the startup funding.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
So I have been doing that. Now I have.
So then how can you help them?
now I know this ecosystem. I
Right.
will go. I have trained around 1,500 farmers from past 3 years.
Right.
Now I'll introduce them to this particular ecosystem, telling
Hmm.
that you actually, now I have around 40 to 50 farmers who actually have developed their wonderful product and
Right.
it is unique.
Right.
Now I'll bring them here and I'll provide funding from my
Okay,
side.
okay,
as an
got it,
incubator.
got it. So my suggestion would be that the call to action towards the end has to be a one-line credibility about what you do. I am Dr. Rishikesh, and I have trained over 1,500 farmers in understanding how to get the right kind of finance from the different schemes that the government of India is running. And if you are a farmer who's thinking of starting a business or a new product, get in touch with me. I might be able to direct you and save you a lot of time and also money in achieving your business dream. So then it becomes absolutely clear to me why and how I should get in touch with you. Cool.
Did you all know that correcting your dental irregularities and enhancing your smile can improve your confidence, make you a good networker, make you more social and a leader? Hence, you need to take an appointment with your dentist who is going to get connected you to an orthodontist who will help you get an Invisalign, which is an invisible braces. Nobody can make out that you are wearing a brace. Work on your smile because that will make you more confident. And remember, your smile is your best business card. Thank you.
Okay. Of us are interested in, so I don't really have any suggestions. No constructive feedback for Dr. Bhagya. In fact, Dr. Bhagya is somebody that I try to learn from. So, yes, sir. Please.
My name is Asfan Azam Khan and I am a holistic wellness entrepreneur. So what if I told you I met Albert Einstein 100 years ago? Just joking. Did you know that he made a statement saying, the medicine of future is going to be the medicine of frequencies. There must be a science behind it. I bring to you the world's first AI pocket doctor that works on quantum healing and AI powered, that actually analyzes your mind and body. So basically we have a community of 30,000 plus doctors pan India. And why are we doing this is because there are 59.3 million people almost, whole world that are suffering from mental illnesses. So basically this is the future of medicine and this is the new apple of wearable AI tech. Thank you.
Because the hook was interesting that you met Einstein about 100 years ago. You can go sit, I'll talk. So, yeah, seemed like it. Don't know, but that was an interesting opening. At least you got all of us interested. But and also about the frequencies and stuff. So overall, the structure and everything was pretty interesting. The only suggestion I may have is the pocket AI doctor. What exactly does it do? Like, is it a pocket AI doctor? Is a phone? Is a oh, it's here. You're wearing it. So maybe you should have shown this to us. And how does it help? So analysis is something that we get with, your Gabbit and Fitbit and all of these things anyway, right? In some sense. So maybe just a line, just because you had 30 more seconds, that's all. But otherwise, I thought the pitch was pretty interesting. Okay, cool. Thank you. I have to make a choice. So I have to call someone who's not spoken. I'm looking at someone who has not spoken in the session yet. This smiling face.
My name is Dhanushya. I'm an MBA student.
Yeah.
I'm an MBA student from VVC. I'm currently planning to start.
Name again?
Dhanushya.
Dhanush.
From VVC. I'm currently planning to start a business. Still not register my business in any MSM or anything. So we know that today in India or in abroad, we have seen the ban in plastic, right? In the today's world, the biggest villain is the plastic packaging because it's cheap to buy and lower in cost. But we should remember we are going in a wrong path because of our negligence. So as our eco brand, so my business name is Earthbite Eco Pack Solutions. So still not yet registered. We are building an empire to solve the issue, means replacing a plastic from our product, which is manufactured by sugarcane bagasse and rice husk. In the world, we are seeing a villain in different way, means a different perspective. But when it comes to a environment, the villain is a plastic. Remember, our negligence make a regret in future and forever. If we use a plastic forever, we always regret in our life forever and for future also, because the toxic of from a plastic, it will cause health issues and environment issues. So this is the reason we are going with the eco-friendly packaging. We are giving we are fixing a price as much as low as plastic, where the
You have to wrap up. Yeah, 90 seconds are done.
so we are going with a unique idea. We are selling with the eco-friendly packaging with a lower cost to reach the small shops. We are not reaching to small shops. Our target is to reach the small shops to solve this issue. Thank you.
Okay. An opportunity for you to speak, talk about it, just talk about it. That's a detail that you don't need to share with your audience. You don't have to hesitate or give a caveat to your audience when you're speaking. You just go and say plastic is a major cause of problem because it's polluting our oceans. Not just that, it's polluting our body. Now our body consists of plastic. And that is why my company has come up with an alternative. What, sugarcane did you say? Yeah, so sugarcane and rice husk, and how that is a good alternative. So if you could have taken little more time to explain why it is a good alternative for plastic, and in terms of usage also, of course, it may be great for the environment, it decomposes, but how does it match up in terms of plastic when you want to use it for daily use is something that you could have highlighted and then say, this is what we are looking to do is, this is our vision or something like that. But the structure was good. The idea is also very good. So congratulations and I wish you a lot of success. Yeah, thank you. Tabulate the scores because it's very complicated because I have to talk about something else in the meantime. Okay, this clicker is something that I keep in time, Mysuru knows. Okay, great. So we'll move to... So before we go ahead and announce the winners, I wanted to share something important with all of you, something that I've been working on and I'm super duper excited about, which is basically, pitches work. But what works even better, and I'm going to share an example with you. How many of you used to follow Shark Tank? At least a few episodes? Okay, quite a few. Does anyone remember the episode where Bhaskar Mane Holige went to pitch? BMH? Okay, 2-3 people. Do you remember what happened in the episode? Ravi Tej, right? Yeah. That episode and they had gone. So, Hindi, yes. Right. So, despite him not being able to speak good Hindi, this is what happened. Okay. So, I'm going to play that clip and then let's see if there's something for us to learn from this. Yeah, light off and video, if you can start.
अच्छा नहीं आता, थोड़ा थोड़ा आ रहा है।
हाँ, बहुत अच्छा बोल।
हमारा गांव है कुंदापुर, कर्नाटक में। हम 12 ईयर का बेंगलुरु के आया, होटल के क्लीनिंग ऐसा काम कर को 4 ईयर 5 ईयर ऐसा कर को आया हम।
वाव।
बाद में थोड़ा डांस सिखाया सेंटर में।
डांस?
वाव। थोड़ा हम बाद में छोटा बिजनेस छोटा पीड़ा का पान दुकान कर दिया, वो हमको लगा नहीं। बाद में पकौड़ा बोंडा सब कर को दुकान को सेल कर दिया, वो भी अच्छा नहीं होगा।
कितने साल किया ये?
8 ईयर ऐसा होगा। बाद में 22 ईयर 23 ईयर को पोली खाया। शेड में, फुटपाथ में शेड है, हाँ। शेड में लेके इधर छोटा का कर दिया, पैकेट में कर को दुकान का सप्लाई करता है, कर को साइकिल में सप्लाई कर को 12 ईयर ऐसा लाइफ में चलता है। भगवान का आशीर्वाद, हमको चैनल में कुकिंग मिल गया, सो इधर थोड़ा फेमस होगा। क्वालिटी भी अच्छा हमका अच्छा क्रिएट कर दिया। संजय सर है हमारा फ्रेंड बास है, वो आइडिया दिया ये ऐसा लोकल में नहीं करेगा, थोड़ा ब्रांड करो, अच्छा करो, क्वालिटी दो, हाइजीन करो। 8 मंथ का 1 मिनट कर हमारा ओन टोटल 7 है।
7 कहाँ पर है? बैंगलोर,
कर्नाटका।
ओके।
एंड 10 आउटलेट फ्रेंचाइजी दिया कर्नाटका में।
क्या बात है। ये सेम नाम से भास्कर?
नहीं, ಭಾಸ್ಕರ್ಸ್ ಮನೆ ಹೋಳಿಗೆ BMH.
Okay.
मंगलूर, हुबली, बेलगाम एंड बेंगलुरु टोटल 17 है.
वो बिजनेस का मालिक होलसेल आप हैं.
Wow.
Wow.
Sales कितना है?
They're doing 18 crore.
Very good.
जो आपके साथ है उनका क्या सेल है?
15 crore.
15 करोड़. वाओ. भाई फोड़ डाला आपने यार. रेस्टोरेंट में आप टेबल साफ करते थे. क्या कमाल किया यार.
Amazing. What a story.
सच में यार मजा आ गया.
Okay, a round of applause for Bhaskar. Arrogant and a bit cocky. Just हमने business start कर दिया है. We will be successful and all of that. So he was just saying that we will do good. It is only when Bhaskar started speaking is that the judges felt for him and they decided. In fact, that part of the clip is not captured. Anupam stood and gave him a salute, saying that boss, आपको यहाँ बैठना चाहिए, हम लोगों को आपको pitch करना चाहिए. That we should pitch to you and you should be sitting here. So the point that I'm trying to make with this is that it's not so much about your English language and how you speak and grammar all the time. It's about the ability to narrate great stories. What Bhaskar understood, intuitively, is that he should be able to share, or he should share his underdog story or his story of struggle, which Vittal did not understand. Vittal thought that I should just showcase myself as very successful and that is how I will get a deal on Shark Tank. But Bhaskar narrated his life story. He showcased that he was an underdog and he struggled for many, many years before he became a success. So that's the classic format of a story, that you want your heroes to win, but you want them to go through hell before they do. So if you also want to continue to narrate or maybe build a lot of interesting stories from your life, how do you find these stories from your life and work, and how do you narrate them to achieve success for your company, for your team members, etc.? That's something that I'm working towards. We are actually hosting a retreat at this place called Vaksana Farms, which is in Tindivanam, about 2.5 hours drive from Chennai. From here, it probably is about 5 to 6 hours on August 29 to 31st. So that's a Friday afternoon when we start, and we end on Sunday after breakfast. It's a 2-night, 3-day retreat. It's a beautiful permaculture farm, 15 acres, fantastic meals, everything, which is the peripheral. But what I'm trying to do along with my collaborator, whose name is Kiruba Shankar, he's a public speaking coach and trainer himself, and he speaks at very large organizations, also in international events. We are going to help people discover their life stories, rediscover who they are, and also make connection and articulation. Because when you speak, there are two things. You should be able to build a connection with your audience, and you need to be able to articulate your ideas really well. So that's what this retreat is going to do. People who attend the retreat will be able to walk away with 9 powerful stories which they can use in their own leadership, for their company, for their team building, etc. But you will also master something that I worked on, which is called the MAP technique. Mark, adapt, and preserve. So how do you spot stories from your everyday life and use them to go ahead and narrate at important events or when you're speaking to your teams, etc.? How do you adapt them for the right kind of situation, and then how do you also use them in different situations over and over again? We are looking at a curated set of people, so which means that you will be able to build lifelong connections with a lot of interesting people who will be a part of it. We are looking at a total of 21 or 22 people joining this retreat. And the eventual idea is that you become the most interesting and insightful person in the room. That's what we want to help people to do through this Storyflexion retreat. And probably you've always wanted to be a business leader, a leader at your team, in your organization. That is what the Storyflexion retreat is going to help you do. Now, folks who take a decision get the transformational retreat at a steal. Our base price is about 41,300 inclusive of GST, but you can see the kind of discounts that we are offering for anyone who books before 30th of June. On or before of 31st of July, you get a 10% discount. That makes it 37,170. And August 1st to the time that we have seats left, it is going to be 41,300, which is the base price. Why I'm sharing this with you is that if any one of you is interested, or you think there's someone who would be interested, probably you can take a screenshot of this and you can scan this QR and let me know if you are interested, right? If you are someone who thinks that this is something for you, you want to ask, either you say, yes, Sachin, I'm in for it, or you say, Sachin, I want to get more information. So once we have your contact details, so me or one of my colleagues will get in touch with you. There will be a further special discount for members of Time Mysuru for the ones who are truly interested in signing up. So if any one of you is really interested in signing up for this, just let us know, we'll get in touch and then we can figure out one more round of discount for all of you folks. So that brings me back to the narrator of the day, and I would request Ravi sir to come and join me here on the stage because I'm going to announce the winners, and I would also request our judges to be here while the announcement is done. Fast, come. We are almost towards the end. So that's Salma, Adarsh, and Kartikeya. Any guesses? Who's the runner-up? No guesses. The judges can guess. Oh, right. Yes. All right. Okay, cool. Ravi, you have to hand over this grand prize to the runner-up. So the runner-up of the day with some music and some loud applause is Asfan. All right, just go to the center of the stage and let them click. Okay, can we have one more round of applause of the day? Any guesses? Okay. Yeah. So they don't know the name of the person, so everybody's just pointing towards the person. Yes, the winner of the narrator of the day is Dr. Bhagyalakshmi. Bhagyalakshmi. Listen, until anyone has any questions about these techniques and how else you can, if anybody is interested in joining Story Club as well. So along with the retreat, if anyone who's signing up for the retreat gets a 1 month free membership of Story Club. Story Club is basically the community, online community which I run, where people, founders and executives meet every Saturday morning to practice their storytelling and communication skills, whether for sales, team building or for leadership. That's broadly it. I truly believe that stories mean success and we need to create and narrate many more of them. Thanks a lot everyone for joining. You can also follow me on LinkedIn or connect with me on LinkedIn via this QR code. I write on LinkedIn almost 5 days a week and I share communication techniques there as well, tips there as well, which you can use in your everyday communication, conversation, presentations, etc. Okay, thanks a lot everyone. It's been a wonderful session. Yes, you have a question. Yes, please.
At least in Kannada, I had come across one of the instances. Kate helbadappa yen beku direct agi helu anta.
Right.
And there could be few senior people or very busy people.
100%.
Tell me exactly what you need. Jasti andre detail agi helbeda anta.
Okay. Yeah. So the thing to understand, that is not what I mean by storytelling or stories. First of all, it starts with the context, right? Who's the audience? Now, for instance, if you are speaking to someone really senior, like I said, there's inverted pyramid. You put the most important point up front. You say that I have met with an accident, I need help, right? And then if the person wants to know, but where did the accident happen? How did it happen? Then you go on and share some of the other things. In many cases, if you are looking at somebody getting convinced, right? So for instance, if I say that Storyco is a good company, you may or may not get convinced because my credibility is not known to you. But if I say that, hey, you know what, we work with Tata Motors, and once they had a challenge of their team not being able to lead their department in terms of corporate communications. We ran a program for them, and that has helped them generate a lot more stories and coverage through PR, which is not linked to their management actions or car launches. And Sudeep, who's the head of that department, is still in touch. He's a very good friend of mine. Without me telling you the specific message that we are a good company, I've delivered. So there is context for sure. And the reason why I suggest these 60 to 90 second stories is to be able to deliver an interesting story and a message in a short span of time. The problem is when some people get overindulgent and they start, when I was born and then this happened, and That's when you say, they just tell me what the thing is, like, what do you want, right? But if you are able to deliver validation of something, explaining something within 60 to 90 seconds with a message, it works, 100% works. There are some situations that it may not. So I'm not saying the story is the solution for everything. Yeah, cool. Anyone else? Any other questions? Cool. Done. Fantastic. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
A big round of rendering the closing remarks as well as vote of thanks. Thai Mysuru extends greetings as well as a heartfelt thanks to Mr. Sachin Bhandary for conducting.
Oh, for Sachin, I have to end with a couple of good words because I always believe I've had a long journey, 3 decades, and there's nothing more to learn. But in his sessions, there's always more to learn. So thank you so much, Sachin. That's amazing.
Thank you so much, madam. And our heartfelt thanks to the charter members of Thai Mysuru, associate members, as well as the student members. We extend our greetings to the executive director, Mr. Mahesh Katale. All the students over here, please make sure the announcement made on Thai is used in a very greater sense. So we also extend our thanks to Desi Dad Inside Out Consultants for making the event arrangements so pretty, as well as the venue partners of Southern Star for making this event a great success. A high tea is arranged outside. We hope to see you people with good networking as well. Thank you so much. Thank you.
If anybody is interested in knowing more about the retreat or about Story Club, you can either come up and talk to me, or my colleague Sarika is here as well. You can at least showcase interest to her and we will get in touch with you. And just regularly, if you have any other questions about communications, pitching, I'm around for a bit, happy to help or happy to answer any of your questions. Thanks.